In strange domains where all was living sense, but mastering thought was not, nor cause nor rule.
Yeah, but that's a tough. These two lines are not so easy. In strange domains where all was living sense, but mastering thought was not, nor cause, nor rule. So you have to stretch it out a little bit more. This is one thing I'm doing with Holder in the sonnets, because he says, if we're going to put music to it,
Mm,
you have to stretch out the line a little bit. And I find that's very helpful in Savitri also, because it makes us concentrate more on each word.
mm,
So try a little bit stretched out.
okay. In strange domains where all was living sense, but mastering thought was not, nor cause, nor rule, only a crude child heart cried for toys of bliss.
No,
Mind,
why drop bliss? Only a crude child heart cried for toys of bliss.
only a crude child heart cried for toys of bliss. Mind flickered a disordered infant glow, and random shapeless energies drove towards form and took each wisp fire for a guiding sun.
So, some things to talk about here. By the way, on the 21st, on Mother's birthday, Peter Heese is going to release a book on the mother.
Oh, hmm. Is he in ashram?
Yeah, he works in the archives.
Okay.
All the trustees signed a letter to throw him out, and Manoj tore up the letter and said no, he'll stay at the archives.
Oh,
Hate to tell you that, but I'm not looking forward to this book.
mm,
He'll probably be very discourteous towards Mother,
mm,
as he was to Sri Aurobindo in his book, The Lives of Sri Aurobindo.
mm,
So we're in those strange domains now, those fields where all was living sense. So you can have a domain where all is living sense,
mm,
not mastering thought, not even cause, not even rule. And in that domain, only a crude child heart cried for toys of bliss. You see how eloquent Sri Aurobindo is here. Mind flickered, a disordered infant glow, and random, shapeless energies drove towards form and took each wisp fire for a guiding sun. Now, a wisp fire, it's actually a word in English,
mm,
and it's a thin puff or streak like
mm.
smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the page finish, so we go to 137.
Yes.
Okay,
This blindfold force could place no thinking step. Asking for light, she followed darkness' clue.
so we know the force was already
Mm,
uh, blindfolded, and we've already seen that this child soul is crying for toys of bliss.
mm,
Child heart, he calls it. And even mind is a problem, and this disordered infant glow, and these random, shapeless energies that they're driving towards form. They want to take form, but they're not able to yet. And they take each thin puff, streak of smoke or something for a guiding sun. It's very eloquent. This blindfold force could place no thinking step. Asking for light, she followed darkness' clue. You see, it's a strange kingdom we're in here. Kingdom of the little life. See,
Yeah.
we have a kingdom of the greater life coming ahead of us. But this is little life. So let's carry on.
An inconscient power groped towards consciousness. Matter smitten by matter glimmered to sense. Blind contacts, slow reactions beat out sparks of instinct from a cloaked subliminal bed. Sensations crowded, dumb substitutes for thought. Perception answered nature's wakening blows, but still was a mechanical response, a jerk, a leap, a start in nature's dream, and rude, unchastened impulses jostling ran, heedless of every motion but their own, and, darkling, clashed with darker than themselves, free in a world of settled anarchy.
Yeah, and this takes a very different kind of reading. Huh?
Yeah, it's such a long sentence.
I know it's a difficult one, yes. So, this inconscient power, and he capitalized his power here because he's referring to the power. It's groping towards consciousness. And it's not inconscient, but it's an inconscient power. So inconscient here is not capitalized because it's like an adjective to power. Inconscient power. Groped towards consciousness. Now matter is going against matter. Matter smitten by matter because it's a structure of energy, it glimmered to sense. And what else did it do?
Blind contacts.
Yes, blind contacts, slow reactions, beat out sparks of instinct. And that's where you didn't carry over the feeling.
Yeah.
Sparks of instinct. A cloaked subliminal bed. Then these sensations crowded, but they're only dumb substitutes for thought. And many of our sensations are just dumb substitutes for thought. Perception answered nature's wakening blows because nature's wakening blows can be very strong. I mean, they can be cyclones, torrents, tsunamis, etc. So perception is finally answering, and here he has it in the past tense, these wakening blows of nature. But, and then we say, but still was a mechanical response. And what is that mechanical response like? The jerk, a leaf, a start in this stream of nature. And rude, unchastened impulses, unchastened, yes, In other words, not tempered or subdued.
Mm-hmm.
If something is chastened, they are subdued. They're
Mm-hmm.
tempered. They're restrained from excess.
Mm-hmm.
And this is unchastened and rude. Rude is harsh, rough, rude, unchastened impulses. And then they're jostling. Amazing. Jostling, pushing and shoving.
Mm-hmm.
And they ran heedless of every motion, and everything is in motion, but they're heedless of every motion but their own. And darkling, interesting word, darkling clashed with darker than themselves. So darkling is not totally dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's we could say, as the Spanish people use these what are the pet names? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can't think of any right now, but it's kind of a suffix to the name.
Mm-hmm.
I could say Sneha Ben.
Huh?
Sneha Ben.
Sneha Ben.
Yeah, that's sort of a, I don't know the term, but it's there is a term for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not pejorative. It's just the opposite of. It's a sweet ending to the name,
Got it. Mm-hmm.
especially for young children.
Mm-hmm.
So darkling clashed with darker than themselves, and they're all free in this world of settled anarchy. The anarchy is fixed here.
Mm-hmm.
And what did Mother One Orville to be? A divine anarchy. Big difference. Okay, we got time, so you can continue.
The need to exist, the instinct to survive, engrossed the tense, precarious moments will.
I think
And,
it's engrossed.
oh,
Engrossed.
engrossed. Okay. Engrossed the tense, precarious moments will, and an unseeing desire felt out for food.
The need to exist. The instinct to survive. Engrossed. That means if I'm engrossed in something,
Mm.
I'm fully devoted to it,
Yeah.
fully concentrated on it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Occupied thoroughly with it.
Mm-hmm.
He's engrossed in a puzzle and he won't give it up.
Yes.
Engrossed. The tense, precarious moments will. And, as well, of course, an unseen desire that felt out for food. So, what kind of food he doesn't tell us yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, in other words, felt out for sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
And you could continue them while we have time.
The gusts of nature were the only law. Force wrestled with force, but no result remained. Only were achieved a nescient grasp and drive, and feelings and instincts, knowing not their source. Sense pleasures and sense pangs soon caught, soon lost, and the brute motion of unthinking lives.
Yeah, so you see, it's sense pleasures and sense pangs, soon caught, soon lost. And you have to pronounce it with that correct impetus, inflection.
Mhm.
So We know that force is the essential Shakti. Force here is wrestling with force.
Mm-hmm.
When it wrestles in this kingdom of the little life, no result happens.
Mm-hmm.
So remained. But what was achieved? Only
Next.
were
Yeah.
achieved a nescient grasp and drive and feelings. So those two have to be woven together a little bit, except with that little hesitant pause.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm very clear on that.
Yeah.
So only were achieved a nescient grasp and drive, power,
Mm-hmm.
and feelings and instincts. So you have grasp, you have drive, you have feelings,
And
instincts,
things.
pleasures, pangs,
Mm-hmm.
all of those things he gives you in a few lines.
Mm-hmm.
And this is this world, this kingdom of a little life. So, what is achieved? Only a nescient grasp. A
Mm-hmm.
nescient grasp is complete self ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And drive, moving ahead, and feelings and instincts that don't even know their source, and sense pleasures, hyphenated word, sense pangs. He makes it one word, sense pleasure, sense pang. Soon caught, soon lost. And then he ends it with, and the brute, and we already know what brute is, motion of unthinking lives. So all of these planes we know are close to us,
Mm-hmm.
and they even come into our world.
Mm-hmm.
Yoga tells us about that. So um, you can go a little more.
Yeah. It was a vain, unnecessary world whose will to be brought poor and sad results and meaningless suffering and a grey unease.
Well, yeah, but you were so sweet and gentle with the word world. It was a vain, unnecessary world.
Mhm.
And that world has a will whose will to be brought poor and sad results, and meaningless suffering, and a gray unease. Nothing seemed worth the labor to become. So you've got a lot to read.
Yes. In strange domains where all was living sense, but mastering thought was not, nor cause, nor rule, only a crude child heart cried for toys of bliss. Mind flickered, a disordered infant glow, and random shapeless energies drove towards form and took each wisp fire for a guiding sun. This blind
Could you read it once more for me? Because this crude child heart that's crying for toys of bliss, make me feel it.
okay. In strange domains where all was living sense, but mastering thought was not, nor cause, nor rule, only a crude child heart cried for toys of bliss. Mind flickered, a disordered infant glow, and random shapeless energies drove towards form and took each wisp fire for a guiding sun. This blindfold force could place no thinking step. Asking for light, she followed darkness' clue. An inconscient power groped towards consciousness. Matter smitten by matter glimmered to sense.
A little slower.
Blind contacts, slow reactions beat out sparks of instinct from a cloaked subliminal bed. Sensations crowded, dumb substitutes for thought. Perception answered nature's wakening blows, but still was a mechanical response, a jerk, a leap, a start in nature's dream, and rude, unchastened impulses jostling ran, heedless of every motion but their own, and, darkling, clashed with darker than themselves, free in a world of settled anarchy. The need to exist, the instinct to survive, engrossed the tense, precarious moment's will, and an unseeing desire felt out for food. The gusts of nature were the only law. Force wrestled with force, but no result remained. Only were achieved a Nescian grasp and drive, and feelings and instincts, not knowing their source.
No,
Sense
knowing not their source.
knowing not their source. Sense pleasures and sense pangs soon caught, soon lost, and the brute motion of unthinking lives. It was a vain, unnecessary world whose will to be brought poor and sad results and meaningless suffering and a grey unease. Nothing seemed worth the labor to become.
Let's just take those last 4 words, 4 lines again.
It was a vain,
Tell me that it was a vain, unnecessary world. And that world has a will to be, but that will to be brought poor and sad results. And it also brought meaningless suffering and a gray unease. You know, gray is it's not black or white.
Mhm.
It's a gray in between color, and that unease is gray. And I believe British spell it Grey, and
Mm,
they spell it Gray.
mm.
So you have to get that into my consciousness.
Uh,
It
It was a vain, unnecessary world whose will to be brought poor and sad results and meaningless suffering and a grey unease. Nothing seemed worth the labor to become.
okay. Better.
Thank you.
Is there a place that I can go to give you voice lessons? Where?
Is there a place that you can go to give me voice lessons? um, is Aishwarya gonna stay full time with you or
It seems to be.
okay? We'll see. Maybe we give a week and then
Okay, we'll see.
yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.